Russians' food products at 1.6 trillion rubles per year. Therefore, the size of landfills in the country is comparable with the territory of France. As it turned out, Russians annually throw out 17 million tons of products, which is equivalent in weight to 74,000 of the largest transport aircraft in the world used to launch vehicles into space. Financial losses look no less terrifying, more than 1.6 trillion rubles. This was reported by experts of the Russian Association of Electronic Communications, RAIC, and the consulting company Tire Center. In turn, the union estimated that 1.3 billion tons of food products are thrown out annually in the world. You can stop throwing food, experts say, but for this you will have to return to the times of the USA, when there was a widespread shortage of products. A study by RAIC and Tire Center says consumers most often throw away bread and bakery products, as well as potatoes and dairy products. If you prepare about retail outlets, then retailers mainly send dairy products to the scrap. Households emit the most, followed by retail chains and catering establishments. In today's world, food loss cannot be avoided. The consumer is offered many natural products with a short shelf life. And people always buy more than they need. In the future, losses will only grow, predicts Andrei Karpov, chairman of the board of the Russian Association of Retail Market Experts. If you eat only canned food, then food losses will be reduced, since the shelf life of such a product is much higher than that of fresh meat, milk, and vegetables. But this is not about the modern consumer. It is also possible to solve the problem by raising the awareness of citizens, when people themselves will understand that it is simply not necessary to buy many products in reserve. However, experts do not believe that in the near future it will be possible to raise the level of social responsibility so much. Even in primitive society, 100% was not consumed, says famous businessman, retailer Dmitry Potapenko. It's impossible to gnaw a mammoth bone clean. Anyway, a certain amount of meat will remain. And in the epoxy century it will not be possible to use food rationally. The technology here, according to experts, is this. Retail predicts a certain volume of sales of products and orders goods for this volume. Sellers can get into the customer's heads and predict with accuracy up to an hour when he decides to come for milk. Here you need to make a schedule of orders, which will completely coincide with the number of consumers who came on a particular day for this particular product. For example, at 4 p.m. every Tuesday, 60 packages of milk for Ivan Ivanov, Maria Vasilievna and further on the list will be on sale at the at-home store. It's impossible. According to Potapenko, retailers often return goods to suppliers or recycle them. Meanwhile, the best option is to process a potential delay. However, its volume in Russia is negligible. It is much easier to throw out. It is no coincidence that the landfill area in the country is comparable with the territory of France -640.7 km. Part of the goods is returned to suppliers under a repurchase agreement. After that, its secondary processing begins. Another solution to the problem is the transfer of goods with an almost expired shelf life to needy citizens. However, such charity in our country is subject to income tax, but writing off products as a delay is not. That is why retailers give preference to the trash can. Food loss can be avoided. To do this, you will have to return to the times of the Soviet Union, says Andrei Karpov. At the time, consumers knew that after 18 o'clock bread could not be found in stores, since sellers ordered the minimum quantity of goods. Then the food was practically not thrown away, he concluded. In general, the choice is unenviable, either a reduction in the assortment and a shortage, or tons of products, for emissions.